Hey Juventini, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, and this is another episode of Juve Today, where I'll fill you in on the day in news surrounding Juventus and give my thoughts and opinions, and of course, look to hear yours. All right, so I hope you like that intro. And real quick, I want to give a big shout out to the person responsible, Angry.Zebra on Instagram. Follow that amazing Juventus page, and thank you so much for the wonderful intro. Before we kick off with the news surrounding Juventus, I just want to share something fun that we're doing at the All Juve Cast team, and that is getting ready for the Euros and that tournament and building our fantasy teams. If you want to take part in our fun fantasy league, here is the league code that you're going to need. Just go to the UEFA Gaming app, download it, punch in this code, and take part. We'll even have some prizes for some of the winners. So have fun, join that. Hope to see you all in there, and good luck. Now, let's get going with the news surrounding Juventus. So, in an interview with Wojciech Szczesny, the Juventus goalkeeper, it appears that he will be staying. So this will probably kill, obviously, Juve's interest in Donnarumma. It just looks like there's no offers coming in for Szczesny. It looks like he won't be moving, so we will probably back out, and it looks like PSG is getting very, very close to sealing the deal. They have Keylor Navas, and it looks like he's going through the same situation he did with Courtois. And we covered that in the podcast that was released yesterday. You can check it out, episode 164. Great stuff. But yes, Donnarumma, it wasn't a need. It wasn't an immediate need. It was just a massive opportunity. If it still happens, I'd be very, very happy and excited to have Donnarumma as part of Juventus. However, it isn't the biggest need. Just a massive opportunity to lock down that position for quite a bit of time. But it appears Szczesny's staying, and honestly, fine with that. There's other needs we need to address too. The other one being midfield. Locatelli, it looks like Juventus is going to wait. We covered that on the podcast as well. Looks like they're waiting for possibly a price drop. I covered that as well. I don't think the price is going to be dropping, but I think what's holding things up is that Atletico and Juventus are talking a lot, apparently. And the rumors are picking up and increasing. These clubs have players that the other club admires. Okay, so Sal and Correa are two that Juventus is interested in. Bentancur, one that Atletico is interested in. Dybala being the other. So this is going to get interesting, and I think this Sal move and the potential of getting something there is what's kind of put the brakes on for Juventus in terms of Locatelli, because you can work this deal a lot easier than the 40 million required for Locatelli. Do I think that's right? I would really go after Locatelli and then try and find another profile beside him. But Saul is no slouch. Great midfielder. I would be happy with that addition. But we have some kickers here. If Dybala is going to be used as any part of a move for one of these Atletico players, that might have to be averted, because Cristiano Ronaldo's future is still undecided, and it's saying by his team they're going to announce, or whatever's going to be sorted out after the Euros. I think, again, the market is very limited for Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one to see. But if we remember the last tournament, it's not going to be like the World Cup when he got brought on to Juventus. It was literally announced a couple of days after Portugal had gone on. So this thing will be sorted out before, if he's staying or if he's going, it'll be sorted out before the end of the Euros or whatnot. We just won't get an official announcement. But very interesting. Gabriel Jesus has now been named as an option for Juventus if Cristiano Ronaldo would leave. I'm a big fan of Gabriel Jesus. I just don't see it happening. I'm not sure how we could swing this potential deal. Maybe a swap, but Man City used to have interest in a couple of Juve players, so it'll be interesting. Gabriel Jesus, Do you like him? I think he's versatile. He could play across the top, and I like him. I actually really, really like him. So I want to get your thoughts on Gabriel Jesus as a possible option. Now, Fiorentina. Fiorentina players are being linked with Juve, and they have been for a while. Milenkovic now coming out as a strong, strong candidate as a defender. Max Allegri wants to add. He's very, very inexpensive. So this would open up the door for the move to see Demiral out so we can chip away at that 100 million euro. Now, my question to you is, how do you feel about the swap of going from Demiral to Milenkovic? I know Demiral has had his injuries, but I think in terms of quality and straight up defending, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose Demiral. But again, I think the situation is making this call lean towards making that move because we need to raise the funds. Vlahovic. Vlahovic is the other player from Fiorentina. Apparently, Allegri has stressed a lot of interest and wants Juve to go after him. The thing with both of these players is Rocco Commisso, Fiorentina's new president, having to deal with him. We know how he feels about Juventus. This would be very interesting to see us try and negotiate with Rocco Commisso for the first time. Very, very interesting. So that'll be something to watch as well. Paratici. Fabio Paratici is apparently very, very close to sealing the deal with Tottenham, okay, of the Premiership. So he could possibly go there. And it was rumored that he wants to add Leonardo Bonucci and Adrien Rabiot. Now, my question to you guys, are you fine if Bonucci were to leave? Number two, are you fine with Rabiot leaving? We know we need to raise a lot of money, 100 million euros, okay, by the end of June. Rabiot came in on a free, so it'll all go towards that. However, when he was on, regardless of his consistency issues last season, he was arguably our best midfielder. So are you okay with getting rid of those two players? For me, on Rabiot, I'm a little split. And Bonucci, honestly, even with Chiellini, rumored to solidify one more season with Juventus, he still has a lot of injury issues as of late, as his body gets older. And Bonucci, the one thing he has, he's always fit. So I don't know if I'm ready to get rid of Bonucci. Rabiot's a tough one. We just talked about Demiral. I don't want to see him go. However, the funds would help us. Rabiot's in that same boat. The funds would really help us, and we need to strengthen the midfield. So I think out of the midfield, Ramsey's got to go. But then if you're going to get rid of Rabiot and Bentancur, we need to bring in two midfielders. So that's why I see Locatelli as a must. Just spend the money. And then if you get one on a swap deal like Saul or whatnot, you could work this out and be okay. Rabiot, that's a tough call. That's a really tough call. But where else are these funds going to come from? That's a tough thing. So last and certainly not least, the Swiss Ministry of Justice has claimed to FIFA and UEFA there will be no actions that can be taken against these Super League clubs. So, of course, Juve, Real Madrid, and basically left high and dry, but all the other clubs. But apparently they haven't completely exited the contract, the binding contract of the Super League, which would see those other teams owing 300 million euros as a punishment from the Super League contract. Okay. But now, as UEFA wants to punish these clubs, it was already deemed by a court of Madrid. They weren't able to do it. Now the Swiss Ministry of Justice has said there can be no actions taken. So it's looking good so far. It's looking good so far. So that's it today for news surrounding Juventus. And let me get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on everything. Gabriel Jesus, how do you feel about Szczesny staying? How do you feel about Paratici going to the Spurs and possibly taking Bonucci and Rabiot? Just want to get all your thoughts. And thank you, everybody, for the support. And please, please like this video and hit the subscribe button. All right. And we're getting close to 1K. I thank you all for the support. And be sure to check out the sponsor, stripedheartsapparel.com. And they got these awesome new Bianconeri hats that just came out. Make sure to check them out. And, of course, Azzurri gear as we get ready for the Euros. Ciao tutti. Forza Juve. Fino alla fine.